Hello dear students, good evening to everyone. Let me clear about the sound and screen. Is it clear? Sound and screen both are clear. Hello dear students, good evening to everyone. Sound and screen both are clear. Which among the following metals is employed to provide cathodic protection to iron? Zinc is a metal to provide cathodic protection to the iron. So it is called as a galvanization. So this is called as a galvanization. Protection of iron from rusting by using zinc. The process in which metal surface is made inactive is called as a passivation. The process in which metal surface is made inactive is called as a passivation. In dry cell, what acts as a negative electrode? Zinc acts as a negative electrode where oxidation takes place. In the cell represented by Pb, Pb2 plus, Ag1 plus Ag, the reducing agent is lead where oxidation takes place. Oxidation, this is reduction. So, reducing agent itself undergo oxidation. Reducing agent itself undergo oxidation. Which among the following equations represent the reduction reaction taking place in lead accumulator at positive electrode while being a source of electrical energy? So Pb plus 4 to Pb2 plus. Pb plus 4. So this is PbO2 gives lead sulfate. PbO2 lead plus 2 plus 4 to lead plus 2. What is the density of solution of sulfuric acid used as an electrolyte in lead accumulator? Sulfuric acid 1.2 and 38% H2SO4. Concentration density 1.2 gram per ml. During galvanization of iron, which metal used for coating iron surface? Zinc. Galvanization, coating of zinc. Which of the following acts as oxidizing agent in H2O2 fuel cell? This is H2O2 fuel cell. So in H2O2 fuel cell, oxidizing agent is O2. O2 is the oxidizing agent and hydrogen as a reducing agent. So this is reducing agent. Hydrogen is reducing agent, oxidizing agent is oxygen. So simple question. And KOH as the electrolyte. This is electrolyte. Next question. The correct representation of Nernst equation for half cell reaction. Correct Nernst equation for half cell reaction. So copper 2 plus and copper 1 plus. So okay, so the copper 1 plus should be the product. So this should be the product. So product divided by reactant 0.0592. Copper 1 plus. So written as the opposite side. Copper 2 plus, copper 1 plus, copper 1 plus, copper 2 plus. 0.0. So this is a copper 2 plus by copper 1 plus. So reaction should be in this way. For this reaction should be in this way. Copper 1 plus gives copper 2 plus and plus 2 electron plus 1 electron. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0.0592, 2 plus divided by Cu, so this is the minus sign here. Minus become plus. Minus become plus sign here. Okay, get it? Standard hydrogen electrode SHE is primary reference electrode because E naught of hydrogen is equal to 0.00 volt at 298 Kelvin. Next, okay, calculate the EMF of the following cell at the 298 Kelvin. How to calculate the EMF? EMF of the cell by using the Nernst equation. So what is the Nernst equation here? That's E cell is equal to E naught. What is the E naught cell? This is the minus 2 minus. So I am using the equation. This is the equation. This is the equation for Nernst equation. Okay, that's the E naught cell. E naught cell is equal to, okay, minus 2.303 nRT. Okay, this is the equation actually. At the end, this is the equation. E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by N into log to the base of the product divided by reactant. Okay, this is the equation actually. So E naught cell minus 0.0, so this is 0.0592. This whole divided by number of electron 2, zinc U Zn2 plus copper 2 plus, multiply by log to the base 10 of the concentration of product. So Zn U Zn2 plus, so concentration of product is the 0.1 and divided by concentration of reactant is equal to copper is the 1. Okay, so what is the answer? 2 minus 0.0592 divided by 2 and into, this is 10 to power log to the base 10 of the this is 10 to power minus 1. So minus 1 become plus. So 2 minus 2, okay, 2 minus become plus, minus become plus, and 0.0592 divided by 2. Okay, so is equal to 2 point आणि half करायचा 0.0296. So is equal to 2.0296 volt. So option number 3 is correct. Okay, please solve the question. Make the formula list. Make formula list and okay, solve the PYQs. It is very easy. Next question. Which among the following is an example of metal ion electrode? Metal ion electrode is the zinc Zn2 plus to use the Zn, zinc. Metal ion okay, electrode. Please solve PYQ's question. If you solve PYQ's question, then it find very easy. Metal ion electrodes. Next question. For the following cell, standard potential of copper electrode. So this is E naught copper. Standard potential is cell potential. So E naught cell is equal to, okay, what is the standard potential of silver electrode? So how to calculate? E naught cell is equal to, E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode is equal to, what is the cathode? Right side is the cathode. So E naught silver minus E naught copper. And what is the E cell value? E cell value is the 0.463. And then the copper value also given 0.337. So substitute here copper value. So what is the copper? So copper value as a 0.337. Then solve, will get the answer 0.8. Okay. The E naught silver, how to calculate the E naught silver? 0.463 plus 0.337. So we'll get the answer 0.800. Okay. Next question. What is the standard free energy change for the reaction? Standard free energy del G naught is equal to having following reaction. Having the following reaction. So how to calculate? And then what is the formula? So E naught cell is equal to standard cell potential so del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. This is a del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. So this is minus N. What is the N value? Silver. So this is the 2. Multiply by 96500 Coulomb Faraday constant. E naught cell given 1.2. 1.2. Value should be joule. And then this whole divided by the 1000. Answer should be kilojoule. Okay. So joule divided by, always remember, joule divided by 1000 is equal to kilojoule. Joule divided by 1000 is equal to kilojoule. So please check the answer. Answer as a minus 231.6 kilojoule. Okay, next question. Which among the following is an example of metal sparingly soluble salt electrode? Metal sparingly soluble salt electrode Cl minus AgCl and Ag. AgCl is a salt. AgCl is a salt. So it is called as a metal sparingly soluble salt electrode. Very easy question. During discharging, the change taking place at cathode in lead accumulator is PbO2. PbO2 means Pb plus 4 is reduced to Pb2 plus 2. Pb plus 4, oxidation state of the PbO2 plus 4. So PbO2, that's a Pb plus 4, is converted into Pb2 plus. Pb2 plus. E naught cell is the 1.049 volt and involve 2 transfer electron. Calculate the equilibrium constant of the cell. So, okay, what is the formula we have to use to calculate the E naught cell? So, this is the formula. E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by N into log to the base 10 of the K. So, E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by N into log to the base 10 of the K. K stands for equilibrium constant. And what is the E naught cell value? E naught cell equal to 1.049 is equal to 0.0592. This whole divided by how much? 2. Number of electron 2. 2 transfer electron. Multiply by log to the base 10 of the K. So log to the base 10 of the k is equal to 2 multiplied by so this is the 2 point and then 4998 098, okay, 098, and this whole divided by how much? 0.0592. Okay, get it? So is equal to, so this is the k. So if you divide this, so please divide. If you divide this, we'll get the answer. That's something as a 20 point something. Okay, and then by taking the antilog of both sides, if you take the antilog, then antilog, so is equal to 2.75 into 10 to power 35. 35 is your answer. 2.75. Okay, next question. The EMF of a cell having the following cell reaction at the 298 Kelvin. So EMF of the cell, so it is E cell. E cell is equal to, what is the value for del G? So again the same question for del G. Del G is equal to minus NF E cell. So minus N, number of electron transfer 2 multiplied by 96500 multiplied by E cell. What is the E cell? 0.059, and this whole divided by 1000 will get the kilojoule. Answer as a negative, so all answer are negative. 1000 get cancel, 1000 point shift करून घ्या, 2 and 0.02 11. So this is kilojoule. Always remember that's joule divided by 1000 is equal to kilojoule. Joule divided by 1000 will get the kilojoule. I am taking okay, that's okay, conversion, very important. Here we have to calculate the kilojoule from the joule, so divided by 1000. If you divide by 1000, we'll get the kilojoule. So answer as 11.4 minus. What is the standard EMF of the following cell? Very easy question. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode. What is the cathode? This is cathode as the AU as the cathode minus AU of the nickel, cathode minus anode, E naught AU 1.5 minus nickel as the minus 0.25. So minus become plus. So 1.5 plus 0.25. So what is your answer? 1.75. Are you getting question number 19? Very easy question. Question number 19. Okay, get it everyone? Next question. When dry cell is in use, the change takes place at cathode is. Cathode minus anode करायचं, लक्ष द्या. E naught cell calculate करताना cathode minus anode. So what is the cathode? Right side as a cathode. So this is anode. This is anode. This is cathode. Right side cathode, left side anode. So cathode minus anode. E naught cell. When dry cell is in use, the change taking place at cathode is ammonium ion are reduced. So dry cell, during the dry cell reaction cathode, ammonium ions are reduced. What is the standard potential of cell? Same question is standard potential of cell. आता solve केला आपण. E naught cell is equal to, so E naught cell is equal to This is anode. This is anode. This is cathode. Always remember, right side cathode, anode. Anode हा निगेटिव्ह असतो, कॅथोड हा पॉझिटिव्ह असतो. लक्षात ठेवा, एनोड निगेटिव्ह, कॅथोड पॉझिटिव्ह. So E naught cell, cathode minus anode. So copper, what is the copper? E naught copper. E naught copper. Cathode minus E naught anode. Anode is the nickel. So is equal to, copper has a value 0.337 minus nickel has a value minus 0.236. So minus minus become plus 0.337 plus 0.236. So addition करा 0.573. Which among the following statement is true for galvanic cell? Is true for galvanic cell. The anode is positive and cathode is negative. Wrong. Opposite है. The anode is negative and cathode is positive. Correct. This is correct. Oxidation takes place at positive. Wrong. Reduction at negative. Opposite है. Electrical energy is converted into chemical. No. Chemical into electrical. Are you getting question number 22? Very important question for 2026 exam, CET. Next question. Which of the following is not a function of salt bridge? Not a function of salt bridge. Maintain electrical neutrality, correct? That's to prevent mixing of solution, correct? Provide electrical contact, correct? Convert electrical energy to chemical, no. Okay, get it over? Next question, calculate standard potential of a cell having electrode potential as. Calculate standard potential of the cell. So how to calculate the standard potential? So this is the E naught. E naught cell is equal to, and this is what is the, that's a cathode and anode. So how to, that's a conclude here. Calculate the standard potential of a cell having electrode reaction as. So is equal to E naught cathode. So what is the cathode value? So cathode as a cadmium minus E naught as a zinc. Zinc is anode. So this is cathode minus anode. So this is the cathode. It should be cathode and it should be anode. So this is the, that's the cathode minus anode. So what is the value for the cadmium? Cadmium has the value minus 0.403 minus zinc minus 0.763. So minus minus become plus. So minus 0.403 and plus as a 0.763. So it should be equal to plus 0.360. This is your answer. Okay, get it everyone? Design a cell potential. Design a cell in such a way that EMF of the cell should be positive. EMF of the cell should be positive. Get it everyone? 0.360. Next, which from following equation is correct for relation between standard cell potential and equilibrium constant? Standard cell potential and equilibrium constant, E naught cell equal to 0.0592. This is the formula actually. Okay, this is the E naught cell 0.0592 divided by n log to the base 10 of the K. Formula based question. What is the standard reduction potential of if E naught of following cell is? Okay, E naught silver is also given, and what is the standard reduction potential? Copper and E naught cell. So what is the value given here? E naught of the following cells, silver also given, copper we have to calculate it. So this is anode, negative, and this is cathode, positive. Okay, so E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode. So what is the cathode here? E naught cathode is the silver, minus E naught, what is the anode here? Copper. So E naught cell, okay, E naught cell is given 0.46, so 0.46 is equal to E naught silver, E naught copper we have to calculate it. E naught copper, so silver value given 0.80 minus E naught copper we have to calculate it. So therefore E naught copper is equal to, so E naught copper is equal to, okay, so they become as a minus to plus and then plus to become minus. So this is 0.80 minus 0.46. So answer as a 0.34. 0.34. Cathode minus anode, always remember. E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Cathode minus anode, formula always remember. Next, calculate the standard cell potential of the cell having the following reaction. Cell potential. So Al gives Al3 plus. So this is anode and nickel as the cathode. So again the formula is same. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode. E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Cathode minus anode. So what is the E naught? E naught of the cathode. What is the cathode? Nickel. Minus E naught of the anode. What is the anode? Al. So what is the nickel value? Nickel value minus 0.25 minus again aluminium minus 1.66. So is equal to minus 0.25 plus 1.66. So this is equal to 1.41 volt. Okay. Next question, question number 28. Which of the following cannot consider as कौन सा minus 0.25? Where it is written as minus 0.25? Here written here as given. Here written given as a E naught nickel minus 0.25. Here written as the E naught nickel minus 0.25. Are you getting this one? In the problem given as the nickel value, nickel given as a minus 0.25 volt, aluminum given as a minus 1.66 volt. Cathode minus anode. Nickel is a cathode. Okay, in which question? That's a minus 0.25. Question number, please. Mention question number. Please mention question number. Question number 27. Yes, question number 27. Nickel value given inside the bracket. E naught nickel is equal to minus 0.25 volt. E naught aluminium minus 1.66 volt. Cathode minus anode. Always remember. Cathode minus anode. So what is the cathode here? Nickel as the cathode. Aluminium as the anode. Okay, next question. Which of the following cannot consider as the application of electrochemical series? A spontaneity of redox reaction, correct. Use of SH in automobile battery, no. SH is the standard hydrogen electrode. This is not used in automobile battery. Or relative strength of oxidizing agent, relative strength of reducing agent, okay, cannot consider the application of electrochemical series. What is the change in potential of following cell? Zinc gives Zn2 plus, so Zn gives Zn2 plus, Pb2 plus gives Pb, so this is oxidation here, oxidation, and this is a reduction. So this is anode, this is cathode. So concentration of ions at anode increased by 10 times. Anode concentration increased by 10 times. So I am using the formula, that's E cell is equal to okay, so what is the formula? That's the Nernst equation. Using the Nernst equation, E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592. Log to the base of the C raised to C, D raised to D, E raised to A, B raised to B. So that's E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by n. What is the n here? 2. Multiply by log to the base 10 of the, and concentration of anode increased by 10 times. So anode concentration increased by the 10 times. So this is the 10 divided by 1. Na? So log 10 to the base 10 1. So E cell is equal to, what is the value here? E cell is equal to E naught cell minus, so this is log 10 to the base 10 value 1. So minus how much divided by 2? So it is the 0.0296. So decrease must, this is negative value, decrease by 0.029 volt. What is the change in potential of the following cell? So the cell potential should be decreased by 0.0296 volt. I am using the formula Nernst equation. So this is the 10 divided by 1, log 10 to the base 10, all this value as a 1, and so this is the n value. Okay, get it? Next, identify representation of standard hydrogen electrode. So it is called as the SHE. Standard hydrogen electrode, SHE, H plus 1 molar H2 gases, 1 ATM platinum. So identify the representation of standard hydrogen electrode. SHE. This is straightforward question. Representation of SHE, standard hydrogen electrode. Which from following is a good reducing agent? Good reducing agent, lithium. Lithium is a good reducing agent. Straightforward question from electrochemical series. Which of the following is not an example of secondary Holtec cell? Dry cell. Dry cell is not a secondary Holtec cell. It is a primary Holtec cell. It is a primary Holtec cell. It cannot be recharged again. A cell can be recharged again, called as secondary Holtec cell. A cell cannot be recharged again, called as a primary Holtec cell. So dry cell is an example of primary Holtec cell because such a cell cannot be recharged again. So called as a primary Holtec cell, dry cell. What is the significance of single vertical line? Single vertical line in formulation of galvanic cell. Separation between electrode and solution of its ion. Separation between two electrodes, no. Presence of salt bridge, double vertical line. Double line. So this is double vertical line. What is the meaning of the single vertical line in formulation of galvanic cell? Direct contact. Direct contact between two phases. Direct contact between two phases. Presence of salt bridge, double vertical line. So this is double vertical lines. Double vertical lines. Next, okay, calculate the standard cell potential of the following. Again, same question, calculate the standard cell potential. So this is the anode, left side anode, right side cathode. Always remember, formula E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode, E naught cathode minus E naught anode, E naught anode. So is equal to, what is the cathode? Cathode as a chromium, so E naught Cr, chromium, minus E naught anode. What is the anode? Zinc. Next, chromium has a value minus 0.74, minus zinc has a value minus 0.76. So minus become plus, minus 0.74 plus 0.76, so 0.02 voltage is equal to 0.02 volt. Get it, everyone? Question number 35, very important question for CET exam 2026. Calculates the standard cell potential of the following cell. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the cathode? Chromium. Right side is the cathode, left side is the anode. So E naught chromium minus E naught zinc. Values are given. E naught zinc is equal to 0.76 minus, and E naught chromium minus 0.74 volt. Substitute the value, will get the answer 0.02 voltage. Next question, what is the standard cell potential of a cell following? Same question, hydrogen plus. So this is anode. This is anode, copper cathode. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Cathode minus anode. So what is the cathode? So cathode is a copper minus E naught hydrogen, and then E naught copper. Copper has a value 0.34 minus E naught hydrogen 0.00 volt. SHE na. is equal to, what is the value? 0.34 volt. E naught hydrogen is equal to 0.00 because it is SHE, standard hydrogen electrode. SHE has a value. Okay, get it even? What is the standard cell potential of a cell having following reaction? Hydrogen, copper, twice H plus copper. Next question. Please solve the question. Question number 37. What happened to the EMF of a cell? So this is the anode and this is the cathode. If concentration of CD2 plus is increased by the 5 times, log 5 0.6990. Okay. So by using the formula Nernst equation चा formula वापरा. Nernst equation, using the formula Nernst equation. Okay. Then, so the E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by number of electron CD2 plus, so this is the 2, multiply by log to the base 10 of the product. So product Ce2 plus concentration increased by 5 times divided by the 1. Yes, log 5 how much? 0.693. So E naught cell is equal to, so this is the E cell is equal to E naught cell minus, आता decreases असणार ना, so increase not decrease पाहिजे, काय पाहिजे? decrease is your answer. So log 5 0.0592 and so okay, that's divided by, best way काय करा, त्याला डिवाइड करून घ्या 0.0296 and multiply by log 5 value given आहे 0.6990. ठीक आहे, 6990 and the यांचं मल्टिप्लिकेशन केलं, so E cell is equal to E naught cell minus, what is the value? 0.021. So option number 4 is correct. Decreases by, that is the negative sign. Decreases by, that is the negative sign, always remember. Very important question, please note down. Concentration of CD2 plus ion increased by the 5 times, so the 5 divided by 1. Which among the following is the primary reference electrode? SHE. Primary reference electrode SHE 0.00 volt, E naught SHE, E naught hydrogen. What is electrode potential of Zn2 plus? 0.02 if its standard electrode potential minus 0.76, log 50 1.6990. So how to calculate? Again the Nernst equation, by using Nernst equation. E naught zinc is equal to, that's E naught zinc is zinc is equal to E naught zinc minus minus 0.0592 divided by 2 into log to the base 10 of the concentration of Zn2 plus. So what is the concentration Zn2 plus? That's 0.002 divided by 1. Okay. So solve this. Get it? Zn2 plus. If standard potential is given, what is the standard potential given? Minus 0.76 minus. Okay, what is the answer here? 0.0592 divided by 2 multiply by, this is the log to the base 10 of the 10 to power, 2 into 10 to power, this is the 2 into 10 to power, 2 into 10 to power minus 2. So again the minus 2 become plus, minus become plus, 2 get cancel. So minus 0.76 divided by 0.0296 and minus become addition sign will be minus. So answer should be minus 0.81. Minus 0.81 is your answer. Calculate the electrode potential for zinc. Same question, same question repeated. 25 minus 0. Question number 39, question number 40, both are same. Date वेगवेगळे आहे, 22 आणि 23 MHT CET. सेम क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करायचं आहे. लॉग सॉल्व करा ना. हा लॉग व्हेरी इझी आहे. लक्ष द्या इकडे. लॉग कसं सॉल्व करतात पहा. समजा असा लॉग असेल, दिस इज द लॉग 2 multiplied by 10 to power minus 2. So is equal to, so this is minus become plus. Minus become plus, again the minus become plus. आणि log 2 असेल ना. So this is the 2 minus log 2. So this is the 2 minus log 2. What is the log 2? 0.3010. So this is the 1.7 something. Okay. आणि 1.7 थिंग ओके इथे प्लेस करा 1.73 ला. So this is 0.0 and then 1.7, so become as a minus 0.81. Next, calculate the same question. Question number 40 and question number 39. Both are same. Date फक्त वेगळे आहे. 2022, 2023. Shift 2 आहे, shift 1 आहे. Okay, question number 39, question number 40, both are same. As it is question. Which from following is correct expression for each cell of following cell? Nernst equation वापरले. So Nernst equation Pb2 plus A, silver A, Ag A. So silver has a one value. So this is the equation. E cell equal to E naught minus 0.0592. And Pb2 1 molar A, 1 molar 0.1 A. So become as a 10 to power minus 1. So minus become plus. So E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592. Nernst equation by using the Nernst equation. Nernst equation वापरा आपण. Which from following molecule acts as a hydrogen H2O2 fuel cell? Fuel. What is the fuel? Hydrogen is the fuel. And this is electrolyte. This is electrolyte. This is oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Next question. Calculate E naught cell for the following. Okay, same question, E naught cell. So E naught cell, this is aluminum as the anode. And this is nickel as the cathode. Anode and cathode. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. Cathode minus anode. So is equal to, what is the cathode? Cathode is the nickel minus anode. Anode is the aluminum. So E naught nickel is minus 0.25 minus aluminum as a minus 1.6. So minus minus become plus. Minus 0.25 plus 1.66. So is equal to 1.41. So this is your answer. Cathode minus anode, always remember. E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. E naught nickel minus E naught aluminum is equal to minus 0.25 minus 1.66. E naught nickel value given minus 0.25. So minus minus become plus. So minus 0.25 plus 1.6. So taken as a 1.41. Minus minus become, okay, subtraction, and sign become the higher value. Always remember. Minus positive value, subtraction, and sign become higher value. So higher value as a positive. So 1.41 is your answer. Are you getting question number 43? So many times same question repeated. Which from following mixture does salt bridge contain? Salt bridge मध्ये काय असतं? Saturated solution of KCl and 5% agar solution. Straightforward question. Okay, definition based question है. Salt bridge ची definition है. Agar solution 5%. Okay, find the E naught cell. Again the same question. Same question repeated here. E naught cell. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the hydrogen? Hydrogen plus. So this is anode. And silver as a cathode. Mercury. Mercury as a cathode. So this is the mercury. E naught as a Hg. Minus E naught as a hydrogen. So what is the mercury? 0.854 minus E naught hydrogen 0.00 is equal to 0.854 volt. And E naught SHE, E naught hydrogen म्हणजेच कोड SHE स्टँडर्ड हायड्रोजन इलेक्ट्रोड, त्याची व्हॅल्यू किती असते? 0.00 व्होल्ट. E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. E naught Hg mercury minus E naught hydrogen. So what is the E naught Hg value? Mercury 0.854 minus E naught hydrogen 0.00 volt. It is SHE. So answer become as a 0.854 volt. Okay, next question. Find the total number of moles of electron involved in the following reaction. So Al gives Al3 plus and plus how much? 3 electron. But this is the twice. So this is the twice Al gives twice Al3 plus how many? 6 electron. So 6 is your answer. Okay, 6. Okay, next question. Identify the strongest oxidizing agent from the following species. Strongest oxidizing agent Au because positive value. positive value, higher positive value, higher positive potential. Next question, E naught. The E naught cell for zinc Pb is given, cell is given, E naught for cell, E naught zinc, E naught, the calculate the E naught zinc. So this is the anode, zinc as the anode, lead as the cathode. So formula E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the cathode value? Lead. So E naught Pb minus E naught anode. What is the anode? Zinc. So what is the lead value here? Lead as the lead value given minus 0.126 volt. Minus zinc value we have to calculate it. So E naught zinc we have to calculate it. E naught cell value given 0.637. So 0.637 value given. So E naught zinc is equal to so they become as a minus plus, and so plus become minus. So 0.126 minus, this is plus become minus 0.637. So minus value. Okay, solve kara ha question. Minus how much? 0.763 volt. Get it everyone? Question number 49. Okay, which is the strongest reducing agent from the following? Lithium. Lithium is the strongest reducing agent because it has a negative value, highest negative value. Which of the following not true about dry cell? Not true. The energy stored in the dry cell is in the form of chemical energy. It is correct. It cannot be recharged. Correct. The ammonia combined with zinc to form complex ion. Correct. It is a secondary dry cell. No, it is not correct. So not true. Not true about dry cell. So many questions as a not true, incorrect, false. Understood? Which equation from the following correctly represent electrode potential of SHE? SHE standard hydrogen electrode. So ESHE is equal to minus 0.0592 divided by 2 into log to the base of the pressure of hydrogen divided by the H plus raised to power 2. Okay, concept based question. Question number 51. Consider the cell hydrogen, okay, platinum, then H plus, I minus, I2, platinum. If the standard cell potential is, then the standard potential for cathode half reaction is. So this is anode and this is cathode. Okay, anode and cathode. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So E cell, if the standard cell potential given 0.54 is equal to E naught cathode value how much? Cathode value we have to calculate it. So E naught cathode we have to calculate it minus E naught anode is SHE. So this is the E naught of hydrogen, it is 0 voltage. So that's E naught cathode. How to calculate E naught cathode? Is equal to 0.54 plus E naught SHE. E naught SHE. H2 is SHE, na? So how much value? 0.54 plus SHE 0.00 volt. So is equal to 0.54. So this is your answer. .54 volt. Cathode minus anode. What is the cathode? So cathode is iodine. Anode is the hydrogen. Hydrogen is the SHE. So what is the potential for SHE? 0.00 volt. Standard hydrogen electrode. Substitute the value, we will get the answer. Calculate the E naught of cell having following electrode reaction. Again the E naught of the cell. Then what is the reaction here? This is the anode. So this is zinc as the anode, silver as the cathode. So this is cathode. Oxidation reaction should be anode, reduction reaction should be cathode. Loss of electron is oxidation, gain of electron is the reduction. So simple. How to identify the anode and cathode? Loss of electron is oxidation, gain of electron is reduction. So reduction acts as the cathode, oxidation acts as the anode. So I am labeling as the anode and cathode. Calculate the E naught cell. So what is the E naught cell? So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode. E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the cathode? E naught cathode, cathode as the zinc minus E naught anode, anode as the silver. So what is the value? Zinc has the value minus 0.76 minus silver has the value 0.344. So minus minus become plus. Okay, E naught. Cathode minus anode. Okay, एक wrong झालं इथे. घेताना सिलेक्शन wrong झालंय. तर cathode आणि anode. लक्ष द्या इकडे. What is the cathode here? Silver. So this is silver. Anode as the zinc, na? So zinc. What is the silver value? Cathode silver value 0.344 minus zinc value as the minus 0.76. So is equal to 0.344 minus plus 0.76. So is equal to 1.104. This is your answer. Please, okay, cross check करा बरं please. Cross check करा, correct आहे का? Anode and cathode. Anode is zinc, silver is cathode. So cathode minus anode, silver minus zinc. So silver has a value. How much value given for silver? 0.344 minus zinc has a value minus 0.76. So minus minus become plus. So 0.344 plus 0.76, 1.1 volt. Next, calculate equilibrium constant for the same reaction. Again the same question here. E naught cell. So this is the E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by N. N how much? This is the zinc U Zn 2 electron. Multiply by log to the base 10 of the K. Okay, E naught cell, okay, value given 0.4. So 0.4 is equal to 0.0296. Okay, 0.296. And this multiply by log to the base 10 of the K. So log to the base 10 of the K is equal to 0.4 divided by 0.0296. And so solve this, and then by taking antilog, if you take the antilog of both, antilog on this side, so we'll get the 3.4. So 3.24 into 10 to power 13. Which of the following is not true about lead storage battery? Not true about lead storage battery. It acts as a galvanic cell during discharging, correct. It acts as electrolytic cell during recharging, correct. During recharging, cell potential increases. At discharging, sulfuric acid concentration not increase, it is decreases. So this is not true, and this is your answer, not true. Calculate del G for the following reaction, del G naught. So del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. E naught cell. So what is the N? 2. So minus 2 multiplied by Faraday 96500 multiplied by E naught cell 0.90, and this whole divided by 1000. So we'll get the kilojoule. So minus 173. Repeat question is 2022-23 मध्ये पण. Okay, get it? Identify the gas produced due to reduction of ammonium, hydrogen gas at cathode. Dry cell मध्ये, get it? So at the working of the dry cell. A reaction nickel plus copper 2 plus nickel copper occur in cell. Calculate the E naught cell. So nickel 2 plus is a anode. So this is anode. This is cathode. Nickel anode and cathode. So what is the formula here? Formula as a E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode. What is the cathode? Cathode is a copper, Cu, minus E naught anode. Anode as the nickel. So what is the copper value here? Copper 0.337 minus nickel minus 0.257 minus become plus, so answer as a 0.594. Minus become plus. Which of the following not a difficulty in setting SHA? To bring the reaction in the reverse direction. To obtain pure hydrogen gas, it is a difficulty. To obtain dry hydrogen gas, to maintain exactly, it is difficulty. It is not a difficulty to bring the reaction in the reverse direction. Question IMP kara. Important 2026 CET exam. Calculate the E naught cell. Same question, E naught cell. So that's Mg to use Mg is the anode. This is anode, and this is cathode. Anode, cathode. So again the E naught cell is equal to cathode minus anode. So what is the cathode? Silver. Silver is a cathode minus Mg as the anode. Mg. So what is the silver value? Silver 0.8 minus Mg. Mg is again minus 2.37. So 0.8 plus 2.37. So if you add this, we'll get the answer 3.17. Which from following sentence not correct? Del G is an extensive property, correct. Intensive, correct. Electrical work equal to NF is cell, correct. For chemical reaction to be spontaneous, delta must be negative. No, it is not correct. It should be positive. Okay, E naught cell must be positive for spontaneous reaction. So this is not correct. Again E naught cell. So this is anode. This is cathode. Cadmium as a cathode. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode. So what is the cathode? CD as a cathode. E naught zinc is the anode. So what is the value for cadmium? Minus 0.403 minus zinc has the value minus 0.763. So minus minus become plus 0.403 plus 0.763. If you solve this, we'll get the answer 0.36. 0.36 volt. Calculate del G naught. So what is the formula? Del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. E naught cell. So minus N. What is the N? Mg 2 plus. So 2 multiply by 96500 coulombs. Multiply by E cell 2.23. And this whole divided by how much? 1000. So we'll get the kilojoule. So minus 430 kilojoule is your answer. Joule divided by 1000 will get the kilojoule. Calculate the E cell. So again the Nernst equation we have to use. Nernst equation wapra. Nernst equation. E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.059. Okay. Get it everyone? Nernst equation. So this is very important. Use the Nernst equation. Use Nernst equation. We'll get the answer. Same question repeated in 2023-22. Identify the overall oxidation reaction that occur in lead storage battery. Same repeat question. Pb gives Pb2 plus lead sulfate. Repeat 2022. Calculate the E naught cell equilibrium constant for the reaction. So equilibrium constant म्हणजे K value given है. Then what is the formula? E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by N. What is the N here? Cu gives Cu2 plus. Cu2 plus. Copper 2 plus. So this is only 1 into log to the base 10 of the K. What is the K value? 1.2. So solve this, we'll get the answer 0.36 volt. Substitute the value K equilibrium constant 1.2 into 10 to power 6. Then point shift kara, we'll get the answer. Calculate E naught cell. Same question, E naught cell. So this is anode. This is cathode. Anode, cathode. So cathode minus anode. So E naught cell is equal to, what is the cathode? E naught Pb lead minus E naught zinc. Zinc is the anode. So lead has the value minus 0.126. Zinc has the value minus 0.763. Okay. So minus become plus 0.126 plus 0.763. And we'll get the answer 0.637. So option number A is correct. Which of the following element exhibit usual tendency to undergo reduction? So oxygen usually undergoes the reduction because it is oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent itself undergo reduction. Next question. Which from following expression is used to find the cell potential of Nernst equation? We have to use here Nernst equation by using E cell, E naught cell, Nernst equation. Okay, answer number 2 असेल. Which from following is not true about Voltic cell? The anode acts as a negative electrode. Correct. The cathode positive. It converts electric energy into chemical. No. Not true about Voltic cell. Dry cell is an example of Voltic cell. Correct. Okay. Which among the following species is reduced by tin easily? Iodine. Iodine, because iodine has a positive value, tin has a negative value. E naught cell for, same question, E naught cell, so many time question repeated here. E naught cell is equal to, so this is anode and this is cathode. Silver cathode, the cadmium anode. So E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the cathode? Silver minus E naught anode. What is the anode? CD cadmium. Silver value put करा 0.799 minus cadmium value minus 0.403. Minus minus become plus 0.799 plus 0.403. So 1.202 volt. Question number 72 completed. 73. Which of the following statement about electrode is not correct? It provides surface on which half reaction takes place. In electrolytic cell, anode is positive. Electrolytic cell, correct. It does not take part in reaction, inert. In electrochemical cell, negative electrode is cathode. नाही, तो anode असतो. Not correct. Next, which among the following has highest oxidation potential? Lithium. Lithium has the highest oxidation potential. Electrochemical series. Which from following expressions is used to calculate the E cell for the following? E cell. So this is 10 molar. So okay, use the Nernst equation. Nernst equation वापरा इधे. Nernst equation. So what is the Nernst equation? E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by N. What is the N here? 2. Multiply by log to the base 10 of the Pb2 plus 1 divided by silver 10. Okay. So 10 to power minus 1. So it become as the E cell is equal to E naught cell minus, so this is the value as a 0.2 log 2. So this is 10 to power 2 and then twice घ्यावं लागतील ना हे. बरोबर आहे, 10 to power 2 घ्यावं लागतील. 2 get cancel. So this is become as a 0.0592 this whole divided by 2 and log to the base 10 of the 10 to power minus 2. So minus 2 get cancelled and then minus become plus. So this is your answer, 0.0592 volt plus positive value पाहिजे. Sign reverse होईल पहा, check करा, sign changes. The negative become positive. Which of the following changes occur during discharging of lead accumulator? Discharging, H2SO4 is consumed. H2SO4 is consumed. Okay, next question. Which of the following statement is not correct for H2O2 fuel cell? Not correct. Hydrogen serves as a fuel, oxygen as the oxidizing agent, platinum wire acts as the anode and cathode. Wrong A, not true. Hot aqueous solution, electrolyte, correct. Question straightforward है. Question straightforward आहे. Question number 77, straightforward. Not correct for S2O2 fuel cell. Platinum wire are used as anode and cathode. No, this is not acts as anode and cathode. Graphite are used as anode and cathode. E naught cell for cadmium, what is the EMF of cell at? Okay, so E naught cell value given, what is the EMF of the cell? So E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by N into log to the base 10 of the concentration of product. What is the concentration of product? 1, and reactant as the 1 na, 1 by 1, get it? Concentration of reactant, concentration of product. So is equal to E cell E naught 7 1.2 given minus, so this is the whole, this factor as a 0 na, 0.0592 divided by N. What is the N value? 2, multiply by log 1 to the base 10 value 0, this value become as a 0, and so what is value? 1.2. 1.2 is your answer. Which of the following is used to avoid leakage of electrolyte in dry cell? Starch solution is used to avoid leakage of electrolytic dry cell. Same question here, same question. E naught cell is given, and that's E naught. E naught cell is given, E naught copper we have to calculate, silver we have to calculate it. So this is the anode, copper anode, silver cathode. Left side anode, right side cathode. So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the E cell? E naught cell given, so 0.647 minus E naught cathode silver, we have to calculate it, minus E naught anode. What is the E naught anode? E naught anode is the copper, so copper value is given na, 0.647. E naught silver value we have to calculate it. Copper value given, what is the copper value? 0.153. So minus become plus, so 0.8 is your answer. So E naught silver is equal to how much? 0.647 plus 0.153. Please solve, we'll get the 0.8 is equal to 0.8, 0.8 volt. Okay, get it? Next question. Consider the following cell, zinc Zn2 plus KCl HgCl2 calomel लेते, hold this as a calomel. So E naught, what is the standard potential of zinc? So this is zinc as the anode and this is as the cathode. So what is the, and then all these are the calomel, E naught calomel, this is calomel. So what is the formula? E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode, cathode minus anode. So what is the standard cell potential? E naught cell given 1.007 minus is equal to E naught cathode. So what is the E naught cathode? Cathode is the calomel minus E naught anode is the zinc. So 1.007 is equal to calomel. What is the calomel? 0.242 minus E naught zinc we have to calculate it. So E naught zinc is equal to, so this become as a minus plus plus minus. So 0.242 and minus 1.007. So what is the answer? Minus 0.765. So okay, A is the answer. Okay, next question. Which from following equation represent a correct relationship between standard cell potential and equilibrium constant? Straight formula based question. Formula based question, E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by n into log to the base 10 of the k. K is the equilibrium constant. Which of the following is selected as a cathode for galvanic cell setup with nickel anode? Copper. So copper has a positive potential. So it has a positive potential and remaining as a negative potential, because nickel has a negative potential. Next, which of the following substance is not required in the construction of H2O2 fuel cell? Carbon rod, correct है, anode and cathode. Cathode. KOH, electrolyte. Platinum, catalyst. Pure water, not required. It is byproduct. Get it? I think there is no language problem. I think this is straightforward question. Which of the following substance is not required in the construction of H2O2 fuel cell? Carbon rod, anode and cathode both are made up from carbon rod. KOH solution as the electrolyte. Platinum acts as a catalyst. And pure water as a byproduct. So there is no role of the pure water in the construction of H2O2 fuel cell. Understand? Everyone get it? Next question. Which of the following not use? Again same question, not use in construction of lead storage battery. Lead sulfate as a byproduct. It is byproduct. It is electrolyte. One is anode, one is cathode. PbO2 as the anode, lead as the cathode. Next question. Identify the correct statement from the following. A reduction occurs at anode in electrolytic cell. No. Reduction occurs at the cathode. Cathode is negatively charged. No, positive charge. EMF of electrochemical cell does not depend on electrolytic concentration. Does depends. Reduction occur at the cathode. Yes, it is correct. Understand everyone? Which of the following compound is not required? Same pattern question. Okay, if you understand the 2024 question number 87, please comment about the question number 87. Question number 87. Which of the following compound not required for construction of dry cell? Mn2O3. Question number 87. Then question number 85 and question number 84. Same pattern question, same, not required. Question number 2, okay, question number 84, 2024. This is the pattern of question actually. Most probable question for 2026. Okay. Which of the following compound is not required for construction of dry cell? So Mn2O3 is not required for construction of dry cell because it is byproduct. It is byproduct. Next, okay, standard EMF of Daniel cell 1.10 volt. What is the maximum electrical work? So standard EMF है E naught cell है, E naught cell. So what is the electrical work? So electrical work is equal to electrical work. Okay. So electrical work is equal to NF E cell. Electrical work is equal to NF E cell. Electrical work is equal to NF E cell. So is equal to Daniel cell है. So Daniel cell मध्ये दोन इलेक्ट्रॉन 96500 multiply by E cell 1.1. This whole divided by 1000. This whole divided by the 1000 will get the kilojoule. 1000 will get the answer as the kilojoule. So 175. Okay, get it everyone. Which among the following solution is used to construct salt bridge? So common salt solution, no. Saturated KCl and 5% agar solution. Agar solution is required for salt bridge. Calculate the electrode potential of Zn2 plus. Repeat question. Repeated 2023-22. Electrode potential Zn2 plus. Nernst equation. We have to use the Nernst equation here. Nernst equation. Okay, which from the following electrode expression used to find the electrode potential? E zinc is equal to E naught, and this value came as a 0.0592 divided by 2 as a 0.0296. Okay. Next, which of the following reaction occur as cathode during discharging lead accumulator? Cathode, PbO2. PbO2, that's a plus 4H plus to use the lead sulfate, oxidation state of Pb plus 4. So plus 4 become plus 2. Plus 4 become plus 2, cathode. So they undergoes the reduction. Next question, calculate the E naught cell. This is anode. This is cathode. So what is the formula? E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the cathode? Cathode is this all together as a SH. This is SHE, standard hydrogen electrode, minus E naught of anode. Anode is aluminum. So what is the value for SHE? 0.00 minus aluminum has the value again E naught anode. What is the anode? Yes, cathode minus anode. So what is the aluminum value? Minus 1.66. So minus minus become plus. So 0.0 plus 1.66. So is equal to 1.66. So answer A. What is the decreasing order of deposition of metal electrode potential? Very easy. Silver has the highest value. Yes, correct. Silver has the highest value. So this is highest value. Highest. And what is the lowest value? What is the lowest value? Cadmium. Cadmium has the lowest value. Lowest value. Highest value, lowest value. Yes. This is deposition of metal on the electrode. 15 May 2024 CET question. Which from following formula used to calculate the E naught cell? So this is simply as the E naught cell. Minus del G divided by 2F, because the dry cell number of electron is equal to 2. The standard potential of E naught of Zn2 plus. What is the standard potential of twice Zn2 plus 4 electron? Value should be same. Sign reverse होना है, रिएक्शन रिवर्स है ना. Reaction reverse. So sign reverse. but magnitude remains same. Magnitude remains same, but sign reverse if reaction is reverse. Because E naught cell is an intensive property. Because E naught cell is an intensive property. Which of the following species acts as a reducing agent? Hydrogen. This is oxidizing agent. Oxygen as an oxidizing agent, hydrogen as a reducing agent. Fuel, it acts as a fuel. Which from following statement is correct regarding EMF of cell for the following reaction? If concentration of CD2 plus 10 times greater than the concentration copper, so this is obviously less than that it decreases. So this is the E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.296, 0.0596, 0.0596 divided by 2. ठीक है. Nernst equation, according to Nernst equation. Which of the following changes takes place at positive electrode during working of the dry cell? हाँ यस से 0.0592 ना. Okay. Yes 0.0592. Very good. 0.0592. But less na, less than that it decreases. Less than that it decreases. Yes, very good. Yes, you are right. Very good. 0.0592 divided by 2. So value become. So E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0296. Okay, clear? So less than E naught cell by 0.0296 volt. 10 times na, log 10 to the base 10, that's why 1 na. Log 10 to the base 10, value 1. So 1, that's 1, and then multiply 0.0592 divided by 2. Okay, this is the formula actually. So this value 10 by 1, so log 10 to the base 10 value 1, so become as a E cell is equal to. So this value should be as a 10 by 1, and then log 10 to the base 10 value as a 1. So this is 1 multiplied by this value, and this value as a, that's a 2, 0.0592 divided by 2, so become as a 0.0, okay, that's a 296. So this is minus, that is decreases or less than. Okay. Which of the following changes takes place at positive electrode during the working of dry cell? So dry cell has the MnO2 to use Mn2O3. Dry cell. MnO2 is reduced to Mn2O3. Straightforward questions है. Positive electrodes. Assume the cell reaction A plus twice B twice A twice plus B. Del G value given in not cell, we have to calculate it. So what is the formula? Del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell, I think. Okay, let me clear about it. And this is the kilojoule, convert into joule actually, joule. So del G is equal to minus 386 and 3 times 0 is equal to N. What is the N value? A gives A2 plus, so this is the 2 multiplied by 96500 multiplied by E naught cell, we have to calculate it. So E naught cell we have to calculate it. So minus minus become plus. So E naught cell, last formula, E naught cell is equal to 386 000, this whole divided by 2 multiplied by 96500, and if you multiply by this, so is equal to, so that's the 2. Okay, so 2 volt is your answer. This is 4 by 2 actually, 4 by 2, and this is equal to 2. Okay, please check our calculation. Question number 100 चं calculation check करा. करेक्ट आहे का? Del G naught, okay, del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. Del G naught stand for the standard Gibbs free energy. N is the number of electrons. F is the Faraday constant. What is the Faraday constant? 96500 coulombs. 96500 coulombs into E naught cell. So E naught cell is equal to 386,000 divided by 2 multiplied by 96500. 00 get cancel करा आणि 9 आणि 38 4 असेल ना, 4 चा मल्टिपल. So 4 by 2 is equal to 2. Correct है. Next question, 100 number completed. Next question, solve करा. हा एक question very important. What is electrical work? That's the standard cell potential also given. Electrical work we have to calculate it. So what is the formula? Electrical work is equal to minus NF into E naught cell. So what is the number of electron transfer here? 2. 96500 multiplied by E cell 1.55, and this whole divided by 1000 will get the kilojoule. Please solve kara. We'll get the answer minus 300 nearly. Two multiplied by 1.55, so this is 3 actually, na, 3, and then 1000 get cancelled, 0 point something, so 96 300 I think. Correct है. Hello everyone, please check the calculation. Question number 101. Question 2025 CET. What is electrical work? Electrical work is equal to minus NF E naught cell. So electrical work done under standard condition. Standard potential is given 1.55 volt. Okay, next question. If E naught magnesium 2, magnesium minus 2.3, what is the potential for magnesium? This is 0.1. Nernst equation, using the Nernst equation. What is the Nernst equation? Nernst equation E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 volt and log to the base 10 of the. So, okay, what we have to calculate it here? That's the E naught. So, this is the E naught. E magnesium. So E magnesium we have to calculate it is equal to E naught magnesium is given. So what is the E naught magnesium? This is minus 2.37 minus 0.0592 minus 0.0592 divided by number of electrons how much? 2 into log to the base 10 of the concentration of Mg2 plus. So this is the 10 to power minus 1. So this is 10 to power minus 1. So minus 1 so become as a plus. So this is minus 2.37 plus 0.0592. This become as a divided by 2. So minus become plus, no, minus 1 has become plus, 10 to base 10 value 1. So is equal to minus 2.37 plus 0.0296. So answer. And so Mg value become as a plus. Here as a Mg2 plus. So E naught value Mg and then Mg2 plus is equal to plus 2.37. So it should be value as a plus value. It should be value as a plus. Because this is Mg, na? This is Mg2 plus. So what we have to calculate it? E of Mg and Mg2 plus, na? Mg2 plus. This is question mark. Okay, get it? So what is the value here? Value as a plus 2.3996 volt. Okay, question very important. Question 2025, CET 2025. Next question, for the cell reaction, what is the E naught cell? Question repeat hai. This is repeated question, 2 volt. Repeated 2024. Please check that in 2024. As it is question hai, kilojoule हे joule करून घ्यायचे याचे. Kilojoule convert into joule. That's a 1000. 1000 joule करा. 1000 joule. And E naught cell calculate करा. Number of electron यामध्ये टॉइस है ना, टॉइस, दैट्स 6 घ्या, 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन n इज इक्वल टू 6. ठीक है, फॉर्मूला घ्या. राइट नाउ फॉर्मूला इज del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell. ठीक है, E naught cell. So del G, what is the del G? Minus 1158 triple zero. N, what is the N value? N value as a 6 multiply by 96500 coulombs. 1 Faraday 96500 coulomb. E naught cell we have to calculate it. E naught cell. So minus minus become plus. So E naught cell is equal to 1158 123 divided by 6 multiply by 96500. So is equal to 12 by 6. So is equal to 2. 2 volt is your answer. Okay, question number 103 completed. Select the first statement from the following regarding the electrochemical cell. Standard cell potential of first statement. Standard cell potential electrochemical cell intensive property, correct है. Electrode potential depends on concentration, correct है. Standard free energy change cell in intensive property, not an intensive property. It is extensive property. Electrical work done galvanic cell equal to decreasing Gibbs energy, correct है. This is decreasing Gibbs free energy. Okay, same question here. E naught Ag plus Ag 0.80 Ag to Ag1 plus 0.01. Please solve kara question. Ag to Ag1 plus and value given as the Ag1 plus. So taken as a minus value here. So E naught of Ag1 plus. Okay. Minus 0.80 volt. कारण रिएक्शन उलटी दिली पहा, रिएक्शनच्या नुसार कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं ना. सो दिस इज E naught of म्हणजे that's E of the Ag1 plus is equal to E naught of Ag1 plus minus 0.0592 divided by 1 into log to the base 10 of the, तो हे concentration है 10 to power minus 2. So 10 to power minus 2 divided by 1 ना, ठीक है. So is equal to आता that's is equal to E naught silver value. So E naught silver minus 0.80 minus 0.0592 divided by 1 multiply by 10 to power minus 2 and log 10 to the base 10 value 1. So minus minus become plus. So solve कराता है. Minus 0.80 minus and याचे 2 times करा. Minus minus become plus. So how much value here? 9, okay, 4, this is 4, 18, 5, 10, 11, so 11 and 0, okay, clear, and is equal to minus 0.6816 volt. So option number D is correct. एकदा चेक करा, क्वेश्चन समजलाय का तुम्हाला? क्वेश्चन समजला आहे का? इफ ई नॉट Ag1 plus Ag is equal to 0.80 volt. So what we have to calculate it? So we have to calculate it the E of Ag by Ag1 plus according to reaction. Concentration Ag1 plus 0.01. So 10 to power minus 2. 10 to power minus 2. So this is minus 2. Log 10 to the value 1. Log 10 to the base 10 value 1 येते. Okay. 1 into minus 2. So this will become as the minus 2. Question 105. Same question, same. Mg2 plus Mg. सेम क्वेश्चन दिलेला आहे 10 to power minus 2. सॉल्व करा. सेम क्वेश्चन. Mg2 plus Mg minus a, so become as a plus value. ठीक है, सेम क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करा. 105 106. क्वेश्चन नंबर 105 and question number 106. Similar question. Answer again the plus 2.4292. Similar question repeated. 2025 मध्ये similar question repeat आहे. Next question. Which of the following relation about E naught cell is false? So cathode minus anode correct है. E naught cell 0.0592 n log to the base 10 correct है. E naught cell equal to del G नाही, wrong झालंय. -5 G दे. हे -5 होती दे असं मायनस. ओके. So this is false statement. आणि E naught cell anode plus cathode correct है. Question 107. If standard reduction potential E naught nickel Ni and silver are, what is the standard EMF of the reaction? So it is standard is aluminum 3 plus. So this is anode and this is cathode. Cathode. So how to solve this one? This is solved by using the formula E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. E naught anode. So what is the E naught cathode? E naught cathode nickel. Cathode nickel minus E naught anode. Anode as a aluminum. So nickel. What is the nickel value here? Where it is nickel? Nickel value first minus 0.25 minus aluminum minus 1.66. So minus become plus. Minus 0.25 plus 1.66. So is equal to 1.41. So option number C is correct. Okay, get it? Next question. Which of the following reaction exhibit minimum standard reduction potential? Lowest negative value. Lowest value, that is negative value. Negative value potential. And this is for highest value. Highest value. Positive. Good, good, very good. Next. Solve करा question number 110. Solve करा. What is the standard electrode potential? So E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So is equal to, so E naught cathode. So what is the cathode here? So it should be anode here, and it should be cathode here due to potential values. So what is the cathode? Cathode has a tin minus E naught, anode has a Fe. So what is the tin value? Tin has a minus 0.14 minus 0.44. So is equal to minus 0.14 plus 0.44. So value as a plus 0.30 volt. Option A is correct. No, I think B not correct. I think A correct. Please check. Not minus, plus value na, plus 0.30, not minus 0.30. Minus नाही, plus answer असणार आहे. Plus, please check. Question number 110. Minus plus become subtraction and sign should be positive na. Yes, yes. Minus plus, plus minus subtraction, sign should be positive. Which of the following strongest oxidizing agent? Same question. Strongest oxidizing agent, highest positive value, highest positive potential, highest positive potential, strongest oxidizing agent. ठीक है, सॉल्व करा है इक्वेशन. E naught Al Al3 plus, again the same case here, E naught of Al by Al3 plus is equal to 1.66 volt. It should be 1.66 volt because reaction given in this manner, Al3 plus. So E Al by Al3 plus is equal to E naught Al3 plus minus 0.0592. Next equation, it is 3 multiply by, this is 10 to power minus 1, log to the base 10 of the 10 to power minus 1 divided by 1. minus minus become plus, so this is value here. So E naught AL, what is E naught here? 1.66, 1.66 minus, so this is the value, so minus minus become plus, so 0.0592 divided by 3 multiply by minus 1 log 10 to the base 10 value 1 log 10 to the base 10 value 1 minus 1, so minus minus become plus, so 1.66 plus 0.0592 and this whole divided by 3, so is equal to how much value? 1.66 plus 0 point, how much value? 0, again 0 na, 0, 1 something, so it should be the positive na, it should be positive value. So okay, two option rule out, so option B is rule out, option B rule out because negative value, option D also rule out because negative value, only option 2 left behind, 1.5 and 1.6. Yes, very good, 1.679 volt, very good, chan, well done. Yes, very good. Are you getting question number 112, 2025? Are you able to solve it? Very good, well done. Calculation is very important part. Nernst equation, always remember. So many questions asked on Nernst equation. I am label here important Nernst equation. E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 whole divided by N log to the base 10 of the product divided by reactant. Product divided by reactant. Concentration of product divided by concentration of reactant. Substitute the value, will get the answer. You should able to analyze the data. Whatever may be the data given as a practical data. That's why the problems of electrochemistry are difficult, because data given from practical evidences. प्रॅक्टिकल डेटा असतो तो, त्यामुळे प्रॉब्लेम अवघड वाटतात मुलांना, पण अवघड अजिबात नाही, सगळ्यात सोपे म्हणजे इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, व्हेरी इझी प्रॉब्लेम, प्लस मायनस करायचंय बस, काहीच नाही. Okay, now start the next question. Yes, it is very also important in CBSE board exam. Very good, well done. Next question solve करा please आपण. Next question. What is the value for E cell at Nernst equation E cell? So E cell is equal to E naught cell. So what is the E naught cell? 1.1 minus 0.0592 divided by number of electron 2. Nernst equation opera into log to the base 10 of the concentration of product. How much? 0.1, concentration 0.1 divided by 0.1. So this is equal to 1.1 minus, what is the value here? That's 0.0. So 0.0296 multiply by, this is the log 10, log 1 na, so log 10 to the base 10 of the 1.1, it is 1, so log 1 it is 0, so this is 1.1 minus 0.0296 multiply by 0, so they become as a 0, so 1.1 minus 0 is equal to 1.1. Log 1 to the base 10 value 0. by using the Nernst equation. This is the Nernst equation. Okay, next question. Standard potential of the electrode. What is the standard potential of the reaction? रिएक्शन फक्त रिवर्स झालेली. लक्ष द्या, रिएक्शन काय झालेली? रिवर्स रिएक्शन. रिवर्स रिएक्शन. So sign changes, but not magnitude. कोणतं? How will you got electron as 2? Where it is? That's electron 2. इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 ना, या केसमध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉन 2. झिंक यू Zn2 प्लस. हॅलो, झिंक यू Zn2 प्लस. Zn gives Zn2 plus 2 electron, and copper, so this is copper 2 plus 2 electron. 2 gives copper. Get it? 2 electron get cancel na. This is redox reaction. This is redox. Oxidation reduction reaction involve the 2 electrons, so that's why I am taking as the n number 2. Get it? ओके, समजलं का? इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 कसे आलेत? झिंक यू Zn2 plus 2 electron. Zinc U Zn2 plus 2 electron. Okay, get it. I think get it. Next question. थांबा, हा क्वेश्चन समजलं का? 114. हा, got it. Yes, very good. Question 114. Get it, everyone? Question number 114. रिएक्शन रिवर्स झालेली आहे, त्यामुळे रिवर्स रिएक्शन मध्ये साइन चेंज होतं, पण मॅग्निट्यूड सेम राहतं. आणि अजून एक लक्षात ठेवा, ई सेल इज इक्वल टू इंटेन्सिव्ह प्रॉपर्टी. ही एक इंटेन्सिव्ह प्रॉपर्टी आहे. त्यामुळे तुम्ही 2 मल्टिप्लाय केलं, हे 2 हे 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन केले, काही परिणाम होणार नाही. देर इज नो चेंज बिकॉज इंटेन्सिव्ह प्रॉपर्टी. Okay, completed. Question number 114. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Next question. Okay, consider the galvanic cell. EMF cell is positive. Identify the correct cell reaction from the following. पहा क्वेश्चन काय दिलाय तुम्हाला. Okay, consider the galvanic cell. EMF cell is positive. Identify the correct cell reaction from the following. So it should be anode. So this is should be anode, and this should be cathode. So here oxidation takes place, and here reduction takes place. So A gives A2 plus oxidation, and 2 plus 2B reduction. So B is your answer. Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Speed increase करो तो okay. Next question. I think same question here again. Question number 115, 116. A hypothetical EMF cell is positive. Same question. What is the possible cell reaction? So this is anode. Anode oxidation. This is cathode. Cathode reduction. So A gives A plus oxidation, na? Oxidation. And B1 plus 2 give B. B is a reduction. Okay. Question number 115, question number 116, both are same. Question number 115, question number 116, both are same. Please check out. Next question. The standard EMF for cell. Cadmium 2 plus, copper 2 plus, concentration. Nernst equation. So this is Nernst equation. Nernst equation problem. ठीक है, how to solve? So that's the standard EMF given is 0.74. So E cell is equal to E naught cell. So what is the E naught cell value here? So E naught cell 0.74 minus 0.0592. This whole divided by number of electron 2 multiply by log to the base 10 of the. So concentration cadmium and copper decreased by 10 times. दोन्ही पण कमी केलेत. दोन्ही का कमी करायचे? Decrease by 10 times. Copper, cadmium दोन्ही 10 times न कमी केले, decrease केले, decrease. So this is the 1 molar and decreased by the 10 times. So how to solve? Decreases by the 10 times. So this is 1 by 1 ना. ठीक है, 10 by 10 गया, 10 by 10. Okay, ठीक है, decrease by 10 by 10. Decreases by 10 times ना, 10 by 10 गया, 10 by 10 is the value 1. So this is equal to 0.74 minus. So how much value here? 0.0592. This whole divided by 2 multiply by log 10 to the base 10. So it is 1 na. So is equal to 0.74 minus 0.0592. This whole divided by 2 and multiply by 0. log 1 to the base 10 value 0. So is equal to 0.74 minus whole term as a 0. So this is the this is your answer actually. 0.74. प्लीज चेक करा बरं एकदा करेक्ट आहे का. कॅल्क्युलेशन चेक करा प्लीज. कॅल्क्युलेशन आणि डेटा. प्लीज चेक करा कॅल्क्युलेशन डेटा. cadmium copper decreased by 10 times at 298. 298 is the standard temperature, so there is no problem here, but decreased by 10 times. So 10 by 10 is the value 1 na. Log 10 to the base 10, log 1 to the base 10 is the value 0, so become as a 0, and 0 multiply by any term as a 0. Okay, please reply this is correct or not. Question number 117. Next equation, E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by N concentration of product, concentration of reactant. Okay, so next question. Which from the following statement is true regarding the cell? Okay, concentration. So this is 10 to power minus 2 and this is the 10 to power minus 2. Okay, so next equation is solve करायचं. equation, next equation very important. Next equation, so E cell is equal to E naught cell. So what is the E naught cell? E naught cell given as it is E naught cell minus 0.0592 divided by how much? N. What is the N value taken here? 2. N value taken as a 2 and into log to the base 10 of the, so this is the concentration of product. How much? 10 to power minus 2. And this is Ag, Ag 10 to power minus 2, but as a square, so is equal to E cell is equal to E naught cell minus how much value? 0.0592 divided by 2 multiply by log to the base 10 of the how much value as 10 to power minus 2, 10 to power minus 4, 10 to power 2, 10 to power 2. So is equal to E cell, so this is minus 0.0592 divided by 2, log चा rule वापरायचे, log rule, 2 multiply by log 10 to base 10, 10 to base 10. So log 10 to the base 10 value how much? 1. So this is 1. That's E naught cell minus, so this is 2 get cancelled na, 2 and 2 get cancelled, so 0.0592 on log 10 to the value 1. So what is your answer? Less than E naught cell by 0.0592 volt. Please check out question number 118. Everyone please check the question number 118. I am right here. 2 get cancel and log 10 to the base 10 value 1. So 1 multiply by 2, so become as a 2, and 2 get cancelled. So minus 0.0592 remains as it is. So less than means decrease by na, decrease means subtraction. So less than E naught cell by 0.0592 volt. This is very important problem 2025 CET. And okay, this is the same question for 2026 also. Please mention. Question number 118 correct, incorrect. Please mention the question number. Please mention question number 118 correct, incorrect. log 10 to the base 10 हा पूर्ण जो फॅक्टर आहे log 10 to the base 10 हा व्हॅल्यू 1 असतो, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर. आणि log 1 to the base 10 व्हॅल्यू 0 असते. ओके, करेक्ट आहे. क्वेश्चन नंबर 118 करेक्ट आहे. Okay, for the cell involving following reactions, zinc E0 Gibbs energy change. What is the Gibbs energy change? आणि सेल विचारलाय तुम्हाला. So del G is equal to standard minus NF E0 cell. Okay, E0 cell. So is equal to minus. So this is the nickel 2 plus. So 2 multiply by 96500 multiply by E cell 0.5, and then this is whole divided by 1000. This is whole divided by 1000 will get into kilojoule. Always remember, this is whole divided by 1000. 1000 will get in kilojoule. So please solve this. We'll get the 96 is equal to minus 96.5 kilojoule. And always remember, joule divided by 1000 is equal to kilojoule. Yes, correct. Very good, very good. Correct है. Question number 119 check करा. 119 joule divided by 1000 kilojoule. Next question. Which of the following species acts as a Vickers reducing agent? So F minus Vickers reducing agent. Vickers reducing agent F minus. Straightforward question from EMF series. EMF series. ठीक है, हाई क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करा. E naught Zn 2 plus. Same question here. E naught of that's what we have to calculate. Zinc Zn 2 plus. So is equal to, value should be taken as a 0.76 volt. 0.76 volt, positive value. Always remember. Then, so what we have to calculate it? That's E zinc and Zn2 plus is equal to E naught Zn2 plus minus 0.0592 divided by 2 multiply by log to the base 10 of the, this is 10 to power minus 2 concentration, 10 to power minus 2. So 10 to power minus 2 divided by 1. So what is the value here? E naught Zn2 plus value 0.76 minus. So what is the value here? Divided by 2 remains as it is. 0.0592 divided by 2 multiply by log चा रूल वापरा इथे -2 and log 10 to the base 10 value 1. Always remember here written as a log 10 to the base 10 value 1 असते. ठीक है. So minus become plus. So this is the 0.76 plus 0.0592 divided by 2 multiply by 2 get cancel. Okay, 2 get cancel. So 0.76 आणि plus करा इथे value. So is equal to 2 and 2 get cancel. So value should be positive na, value should be positive and plus 0.8192. Okay, please mention understand or not. The first we have to apply the Nernst equation. What is the Nernst equation? E cell is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0592 whole divided by n log to the concentration produced by reactant. Number of electrons 2 Zn Zn2 plus. हे पण सॉल्व करू शकता आपण. If standard reduction potential Mg2 plus silver, zinc, copper, which of the following reaction is spontaneous? So reaction are spontaneous, that is E naught cell, it should be positive value. It should be positive value. E naught cell is equal to positive value. So magnesium value, silver value. So zinc U Zn2 plus. So zinc is oxidized. And copper should be redox. So it should be anode and it should be cathode. Then E naught cell should be positive. Here E naught cell negative. That's E naught cell negative. E naught cell negative. Here zinc as a anode, magnesium cathode. Okay. Silver anode, zinc cathode. Copper anode, and that's the magnesium cathode. So how to calculate the E naught cell value? E naught cell calculated by using the formula. E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode, and it should be positive for spontaneous reaction. It should be positive for spontaneous reaction. Okay. Are you able to solve the question number 112, 122, 122? Anode, cathode mentioned there. Put the value cathode minus anode. Value should be positive. E naught cell should be positive. Okay. Next question. If E naught copper, again the same question here. So this is the E naught copper 2 plus is equal to minus 0.34 volt. कोणता क्वेश्चन याच्यात होता 122 साला का 112. ठीक आहे, मी पुन्हा सांगतो पहा 112 क्वेश्चन कसा सॉल्व करायचा आहे. लक्ष द्या इकडे. तर यामध्ये स्टँडर्ड रिडक्शन पोटेन्शियल गिवन आहे, सगळ्यांचे स्टँडर्ड रिडक्शन आहे. मॅग्नेशियम आहे, सिल्वर आहे, झिंक आहे, कॉपर आहे. व्हॅल्यू इथे पहा, या व्हॅल्यूज आहे -237 प्लस 079 -076. म्हणजे ही व्हॅल्यू मॅग्नेशियमची आहे, दुसरी व्हॅल्यू सिल्वरची आहे, तिसरी व्हॅल्यू झिंकची आहे, चौथी व्हॅल्यू कॉपरची आहे. कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन कोणतं? क्वेश्चन 118 कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन यू. हा स्क्वेअर घेतलंय, स्क्वेअर नाही समजलं स्क्वेअर का? रिॲक्शन मध्ये थांबा एक मिनिट. क्वेश्चन नंबर किती? 18 का? 118 कुठे गेला? 118 स्क्वेअर घ्यायचा त्याचा. स्क्वेअर नाही समजलं का घेतला स्क्वेअर? याचा स्क्वेअर समजलं का घेतला? पहा, लक्ष द्या इकडे. निकेल gives Ni2 plus 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन. ठीक है. सिल्वर Ag1 plus 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 gives Ag. पण रिॲक्शन बॅलन्स करताना इथे टॉईस घ्यावे लागतात ना, हे टॉईस घ्यावे लागतात. मग कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन का होणार? तर कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन असं होणार आहे लॉग टू द बेस 10 ऑफ द कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. म्हणजे काय असेल? निकेल एकच राहणार ना, रेज टू पॉवर 1, निकेल 2 प्लस. पण ज्यावेळेस कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन तुम्ही Ag घेणार, Ag1 प्लस त्यावेळेस स्क्वेअर घ्यावा लागेल, बरोबर का? नस्ट इक्वेशन मध्ये. आणि निकेलचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन तर दिलेलं आहे इथे. पहा, इथे निकेलचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन ऑलरेडी गिवन आहे. मग इथे काय येईल? लॉग टू द बेस 10 ऑफ द निकेल कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन 10 टू पॉवर -2 आणि Ag1 प्लसचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन 10 टू पॉवर -2 आणि परत त्याचा स्क्वेअर घ्यावा लागेल, स्क्वेअर. मग 10 टू पॉवर किती झाले हे? 10 टू पॉवर -2 डिवायडेड बाय 10 टू पॉवर -4. मग इज इक्वल टू 10 टू पॉवर 2 झाले ना हे. लॉग आहे, लक्ष द्या इथे लॉग आहे, लॉग टर्म आहे. ठीक आहे. आर यू गेटिंग दिस वन? क्वेश्चन नंबर 118. Why I am taking as a square? Because the number of moles, balancing the number of moles, there is a multiplication factor 2. Okay, next question. Question 100, 1, 2, 3. Are you getting question number 118? So E naught copper 2 plus minus 0.34. And so, okay, what is we have to calculate it? Nust equation वापरा इथे पण. Nust equation. So E copper 2 plus is equal to E naught copper 2 plus minus 0.0592. This whole divided by n. What is the n number here? N number 2. And this is 10 to power -1. So multiply by log to the base 10 of the 10 to power -1 divided by 1. So is equal to copper value minus 0. Copper value minus 0.34 minus 0.0592 divided by 2 multiply by minus 1 and log 10 to the base 10 value 1. So is equal to minus 0.34 minus minus become plus 0.0592 this whole divided by 2. So is equal to, I am writing here, is equal to minus 0.34 plus divided by 2. So 0.02296. So answer as the okay, get it, very good, very good. Please note down. Okay, if you understand the new concept, please note down in your book and never forget. Okay, this is very, very important. That's why I'm okay, that's written back and that's mentioned there as a term, reaction. One two. Okay, yes. 112 completed. 122 completed. Question number 122 completed. Now question number 123. Please answer the question about the 123. Is it correct? Please check out. Answer should be negative because minus plus becomes subtraction. Sign should be higher terms. Okay, so the sign should be negative value here because minus 0.34 plus 0.0296, 0.0592 divided by 2 becomes 0.0296. Okay, get it? Answer should be negative. If you mention the answer should be negative, the two options get cancelled. Okay, understood. Question number 123. Now start the question number 124. Okay, so simple reaction for the said reaction A to B, A to plus equilibrium constant. And what is the standard EMF? So what is the standard EMF? E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by n. What is the n here? 2 multiply by log to the base 10 of the K. What is K? K is the equilibrium constant. K is the equilibrium constant 10 to power 4. So I am writing here 10 to power 4. 10 to power 4 equilibrium constant. So is equal to 0.0592 divided by 2 multiply by, this is the 4 and log 10 to the base 10 value 1. So is equal to 0.02. So this is the value 0.0592 multiply by 2. So it should be 0.1184. Okay, 4 divided by 2. So this is 2. Please mention question number 124. 0.0592 divided by 2 into log of the 10 to power 4. So log of the 10 to power 4 become as a 4 into log to the, okay, log 10 to the base 10, na? Get it? So what is the formula here? Formula as a E naught cell is equal to 0.0592 divided by n into log to the base 10 of the K. K is the equilibrium constant. K is the equilibrium constant. So equilibrium constant 10 to power 4. So 4 multiplied by log 10 to the base 10. Oh, okay, next question. Which of the following changes takes place at positive electrode during lead accumulator? So very important, Pb2 plus 2 gives a Pb plus 4 during recharging. Because चार्जिंग मध्ये काय होतं पहा, चार्जिंग मध्ये काय होतं, रिचार्जिंग म्हणजे चार्जिंग, रिचार्जिंग. लक्षात ठेवा. आणि ज्यावेळेस डिस्चार्ज करता तुम्ही, डिस्चार्जिंग, तर डिस्चार्जिंगनी Pb प्लस 4 टू Pb प्लस 2 होतं. लक्षात ठेवा. थोडक्यात रिडक्शन होतं इथे. दिस इज रिडक्शन. आणि हिअर ऑक्सिडेशन. दिस इज ऑक्सिडेशन. Okay. Next question. Which of the following net cell reaction takes place in galvanic cell, copper and standard SHE? So this is E naught of SHE is equal to 0 voltage, 0.0 volt. Okay. So this is, it should be the anode and it should be the cathode. So E naught should be the, E naught cell should be positive value. Okay. So I am calculating here. E naught cell is equal to E naught cathode minus E naught anode. So what is the cathode? Okay, cathode is the copper, E naught copper. What is the anode? Anode as the SHE. So E naught anode, SHE. So copper has a value 0.34 minus 0.0. So it should be equal to plus 0.34 volt. And this is negative value. E naught cell is equal to negative. Option A, negative. Option B, because this is anode and this is cathode. This is anode, this is cathode. Again, this is the E naught cell is equal to negative. Again, this is copper 2 plus. Okay. This is not possible actually. कोणता फॉर्म्युला? Question number please. कोणता फॉर्म्युला कोणता? प्लीज क्वेश्चन नंबर मेन्शन करा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 125 का? 125 नाही, 125 नाहीये. क्वेश्चन कोणता? नाही, हा तर मेन्शन केलं ना मी. क्वेश्चन E naught cell equal to, E naught cell is equal to, क्वेश्चन फॉर्म्युला आहे तुमच्या टेक्स्ट मध्ये तो. E naught cell आहे ना पाहिजे. E naught cell, E naught cell 0.0592 N K म्हणजे इक्विलिब्रियम कॉन्स्टंट. K म्हणजे इक्विलिब्रियम कॉन्स्टंट. ठीक आहे, क्वेश्चन घ्या. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What happened to the EMF of the cell? Question repeated है. क्वेश्चन रिपीट आहे, परत पहा AG 1+ आला 10 टू पॉवर, तसं पण काही फरक पडणार नाही, 0.1 आहे ना, 0.1 डिक्रीजेस बाय नस्ट इक्वेशन ही सॉल्व करायचं आहे. क्वेश्चन नस्ट इक्वेशन, क्वेश्चन रिपीट आहे, क्वेश्चन 1 to 7 रिपीटेड. ओके, next question. What is the reduction potential SHE? SHE value given pure hydrogen platinum, pH 1 at 298 Kelvin, 0.0592 voltage. Okay, I am showing here formula. So this is the SHE. SHE मध्ये formula आहे हा, standard hydrogen electrode. We are written as the standard hydrogen electrode. Okay, this is the standard hydrogen electrode. हा फॉर्म्युला वापरा तिथे. ठीक आहे, तर प्रेशर हायड्रोजन गिवन आहे 0.0592. यूज दिस फॉर्म्युला. नेक्स्ट, ओके, इफ फॉर द सेल रिएक्शन ई नॉट सेल इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट आहे, इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट के फॉर्म्युला नोट करून घ्या. ई नॉट सेल इज इक्वल टू 0.0592 divided by n. What is the n value here? 1. n value 1, n value as 1 into log to the base 10 of the k. K is the equilibrium constant. This is E naught cell value given. Log 10 to the base 10 value 1 है ना, 1 value calculate करा. Which of the following species acts as the oxidizing agent? Oxygen. Oxygen हा oxidizing agent है. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन आहे. त्यानंतर ओके, ई नॉट सेल व्हॅल्यू नंतर गिब्स एनर्जी, सेम क्वेश्चन आहे. दॅट्स डेल जी इज इक्वल टू डेल जी नॉट इक्वल टू मायनस एन. व्हॉट इज द एन व्हॅल्यू? 2 मल्टिप्लाय बाय 96500 coulombs multiply by, so this is value actually del G naught is equal to minus NF E naught cell multiply by E naught cell 1, and this whole divided by 1000 will get the answer kilojoule. So minus 193 kilojoule. So for the cell reaction Ag2 plus concentration cell potential equal to E cell, म्हणजे E cell potential, so E cell is equal to E naught cell. This is your condition actually. So okay, solve this question. So Zn2 plus, and then so it is, that's taken as a 10 to power minus 2, and this is 10 to power minus 1, आणि so 10 to power minus 1 स्क्वेअर केला याचा तर किती होणार सांगा? 10 to power minus 2 ना, मग minus 2 कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन इक्वल झालं. सो कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन इक्वल, सो E naught cell should be equal. नस्ट इक्वेशन, नस्ट इक्वेशन वापरायचं इथे, लक्षात ठेवा. नस्ट इक्वेशन वापरलं तर कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन शुड बी इक्वल, and concentration equal, so E cell equal to E naught cell should be equal. Okay, so Ag चं concentration 10 to power minus 1 आहे, so therefore 10 to power minus 2, because there is a 2 ना, there is a 2 times. Which of the following species acts as the strongest reducing agent? Lithium. Lithium is the strongest reducing agent. Next question. Okay, same question repeat. Please solve करा. 10 to power minus 1. Nust equation वापरा. Nust. I am written here Nust equation. Question repeat है 0.7896. Solve करा. If you doubt, then ask me on next section. What is potential? Same question है. Reaction उलटी झाली. Reaction उलटी झालेली आहे. कॉपर आणि कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन पहा 10 टू पॉवर किती -1 ना. नस्ट इक्वेशन वापरा इथे पण काय वापरा? नस्ट इक्वेशन. सॉल्व करा. इफ यू हॅव डाऊट देन मेन्शन द क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन नंबर मेन्शन करा आणि नंतर लेक्चर नंबर मेन्शन करा. लेक्चर नंबर आणि क्वेश्चन नंबर मी सॉल्व करून दे. ठीक आहे, लेक्चर नंबर आणि क्वेश्चन नंबर 135 इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री. ठीक आहे, सॉल्व करून देईन, तुम्ही सॉल्व करा. व्हॉट आर द नेसेसरी कंडिशन फॉर स्पॉन्टेनियस रिॲक्शन. स्पॉन्टेनियस साठी डेल जी शुड बी निगेटिव्ह, नंतर ई सेल डेल जी व्हॅल्यू शुड बी निगेटिव्ह, नंतर ई सेल व्हॅल्यू शुड बी पॉझिटिव्ह, इट शुड बी पॉझिटिव्ह, आणि के व्हॅल्यू शुड बी ग्रेटर दॅन 1 हायर. So this is condition for spontaneous reaction. This is straightforward question. This is the actually solve kara ha equation, Nernst equation 10 to power minus 1. Nernst equation. So many questions asked on Nernst equation. 0.4296. If standard EMF of the cell, standard EMF given a 1.1, electrical work solve करून देतो. Electrical work is equal to minus NF E cell. So what is the N minus NF? How much? 2 multiply by 96500. E cell 1.1 divided by how much? 1000. So we'll get the kilojoule. So this is your answer. Which of the following species acts weakest oxidizing agent? Lithium. EMF series. EMF series. Nernst equation. So this is 10 to power minus 2. 10 to power minus 2 concentration. Nernst equation. Answer should be negative, minus 0.8192. इक्वेशन मध्ये काहीच बदल करायचा ना. इक्वेशन मध्ये काहीच बदल करू नका, कारण ते दोन्ही करेक्ट दिलेलं आहे. इथे पण काही इथे रिवर्स करावं लागेल. 10 to power minus 1. रिपीट इक्वेशन हा रिपीट चेक करा 2024 मध्ये. Nernst equation here, Nernst equation. So many questions asked on Nernst equation. What quantity of electricity in Faraday required for reduction of 2 mole Pb2 plus during discharging lead accumulator? So 4 Faraday, because Pb plus 4 plus 2 electron, 2 gives the Pb2 plus. Okay, so this is 2 mole. मग हा किती? 2 मोल. 2 मोल म्हणजे 2 फॅरेडे, पण कितीसाठी? 1 मोल साठी ना. here as a 2 mole. so 2 mole साठी किती पाहिजे? तर 4 फॅरेडे, 4 फॅरेडे. okay, this is your answer, 4 फॅरेडे. So next question, very important. Half cell reaction with corresponding reduction potential आणि strongest oxidizing and reducing विचारले. तर क्लोरीन अँड सोडियम. का बरं क्लोरीन आणि सोडियम? सो क्लोरीन अँड सोडियम, तर ही व्हॅल्यू हायेस्ट पॉझिटिव्ह आहे. हायेस्ट पॉझिटिव्ह आणि ही व्हॅल्यू हायेस्ट निगेटिव्ह आहे. हायेस्ट पॉझिटिव्ह, हायेस्ट निगेटिव्ह. क्लोरीन आणि कोण? सोडियम. लक्षात ठेवा, व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. स्ट्रॉंगेस्ट ऑक्सिडायझिंग अँड रिड्युसिंग एजंट. EMF series. अगेन सेम क्वेश्चन रिपीटेड 2025 मध्येच रिपीट आहे, बरोबर का. पोटेन्शियल लेस दॅन 0.0592 आणि इथे ही जी व्हॅल्यू दिली ना ही 10 टू पॉवर -1 आहे, त्याचा काय करावं लागेल स्क्वेअर. सो 10 टू पॉवर -2 घ्यायचं, 10 टू पॉवर -2. नस्ट इक्वेशन वापरा, नस्ट इक्वेशन. आणि इथे n इज इक्वल टू 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स घ्या, n इज इक्वल टू 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. नस्ट इक्वेशन सॉल्व करा. Same question here. Concentration 10 to power -2. Same Nernst equation. Nernst equation. Nernst equation ni question solve करा. Same question है आपण आणि repeat है हा. Answer 0.4592. What is the reduction potential hydrogen? Hydrogen value SHE. Same question, pH 298. Get it? SCl. I am showing here. This is the actual question. Repeat है आपण. मी मार्क केले पाहिजे. This is repeated. हा फॉर्म्युला वापरा, नस्ट इक्वेशन. हायड्रोजन साठी नस्ट इक्वेशन वापरा. ठीक आहे, क्वेश्चन रिपीट आहे. नंतर फॉर द सेल, दिस इज एनोड, दिस इज कॅथोड, दिस इज कॅथोड. सेम हा पण क्वेश्चन रिपीट आहे, पण काही फरक पडणार नाही. एजीचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन सेम आहे ना, 1चा स्क्वेअर 1च राहणार आहे, त्यामुळे देर इज नो चेंज. आणि इथे एनचा नंबर, एन नंबर, नस्ट इक्वेशन, एनचा नंबर 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन घ्या, 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन. नस्ट इक्वेशन, नस्ट इक्वेशन, नस्ट इक्वेशन वापरा. आणि ही जी कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन व्हॅल्यू दिली ही किती व्हॅल्यू आहे, 10 टू पॉवर -1 ना, 10 टू पॉवर -1, 0.1 ना, 10 टू पॉवर -1. Okay, for the galvanic cell consist of the zinc, hydrogen. So SHE व्हॅल्यू किती असते, SHE 0 व्होल्ट ना, 0.0 व्होल्ट. आणि ही व्हॅल्यू दिलेली, आयडेंटिफाय द रिएक्शन पॉझिटिव्ह. रिपीट आहे क्वेश्चन, पॉझिटिव्ह इलेक्ट्रोड. ओके, वर्किंग ऑफ द सेल. सो पॉझिटिव्ह मध्ये कोण आहे, दिस इज ॲट द कॅथोड. पॉझिटिव्ह म्हणजे कॅथोड. सॉल्व कसा करायचा आहे, ई नॉट सेल इज इक्वल टू ई नॉट कॅथोड, ई नॉट कॅथोड मायनस ई नॉट एनोड. So it should be value as the positive, zinc and the SHE. Okay. So this is SHE electrode, standard hydrogen electrode. Okay, get it? So please solve करा हा question. Cathode minus anode. Okay, clear है, get it everyone? क्वेश्चन 2025 चा है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट चैप्टर केमिकल काइनेटिक्स. केमिकल काइनेटिक्स PYQs. Always remember PYQs. Chemical kinetics. So this is 2021 to 2025. All PYQs, all shipped, all questions.